Hey everybody, welcome to our show, What's for Dinner? I'm Terry and this is Bill, my hubby. This is episode 3, just in case you were counting. Not that you have to count very high because this is, we're just starting out, but whatevs. Today I think we're going to talk about, first, how hard it was for us to even get here this evening.
So, as you know from the other episodes, if you've watched, our goal is that this show would be something that helps our marriage, that communication and finances and decision making and all kinds of stuff would be an element that we kind of discuss. And honestly, I just had to take a couple of Tums because leading up to this show, we ran into a roadblock called expectations.
Exactly. He was expecting one thing of me and I had no idea what he was talking about. It was actually to plan this show, which I don't really know how to do that. He's had experience in production and behind the camera stuff. That's just what he did. That's what he does. That's what he went to school for. And I'm like, I don't understand anything about that. Like, I did that in middle school and I kind of know, but I was like on the air talent, so I didn't have to come up with anything. And that really led to an issue with behind the scenes, if you will, of expectations and how they really do hurt our relationship.
Yeah, we want to be honest with you. This isn't always easy. And hopefully you'll know that it's not always easy, but that's okay. That what we're doing here is working on things. And so, yeah, I asked my wife, I'm like, hey, let's take each week and whenever we do a show, every couple days, every week, whenever we get to it, that we would trade places, that you would lead out the show, that I would lead out the show, and then you would lead out the show. And when she heard lead out, she literally thought, okay, well, I'm the one who says, hi, welcome to
What's for Dinner?
What's for Dinner? And when I said lead out, I meant you get to pick the topics, you get to paint your own picture, you get to have your own flavor show, and whether it's successful or not, whether we're awkward and quirky or whether we stay on topic, you get to develop that flow and you get to start the show, end the show, however you want to. And that wasn't all explained. And so my thoughts were not clearly communicated, but luckily, after our blood pressure went up a little and we started to argue, we both took a step back, we took a breath, we calmly, clearly explained our expectations. And honestly, while I was trying to give my wife more patience and calm down, I was the one that was panicking a little more, and she was the one that was really trying to come and meet me at my expectations. And so, like you saw, What's for Dinner, led by Terri Harding tonight.
Yeah, I actually ended up coming up with a plan. So we talked a little bit about our riff, and I figured we'd talk about our differences and how we are different and how long we've been different, which has been our whole marriage, almost 6 years. Completely different. We knew that going in, that we were completely different. And and then we're going to talk about what the one thing that we have in common these days in this current season, and just how much joy that brings us, because it really does bring us joy. It might be a little lame or nerdy, I don't know.
No, you were pretty excited today, but we'll get to that in a minute. See, like Terri said, we have a lot of differences, and so when we got engaged, people, if you're dating, if you're getting engaged, if you're falling in love with that person that you've been seeking, what do they call them? The ooey gooeys?
Warm and fuzzies.
The lovey-doveys. You're blinded. I mean, you're absolutely drunk on love. Do not make decisions when you're drunk, people. You heard it here first. Honestly, drunk with love, you put up with a lot of crap. Her crap. My crap. Like, the stuff that makes us us is not irritating until you put a ring on it.
It's true. It's very much true. You don't even know the person until you are married. And then even then you don't know the person. I'm still learning stuff about him. He's still learning stuff about me. I mean, just the other day I realized that he likes pizza way more than I ever thought possible. I hate it. I mean, hate is is not really the right word, because I will tolerate it, but you know, if it's my choice for dinner, I don't choose pizza, but he would eat it every day if he could. That and burgers.
I'll crush a pizza.
And I'm like, really? Can I have meat and potatoes? Can you give me a steak, please? So,
but even in the areas that were different earlier on in the relationship, we were definitely trying to change each other. We're like, well, now that we're married, we'll both compromise, which means Phil compromised. So Terri didn't like that I told jokes all the time, that I talked in funny voices.
His accents are horrible. If he was better at it, it would be good, but they're not. So I just don't get it. Like, I can't even.
Yeah, so she has to live with those things, and I do my best to hear her, but it's taken me 6 years, and I still am trying to temper some of the things that get on her nerves the most. And
he's doing a good job.
Yeah.
He is.
Then there's the other differences that are just matters of life. I mean, we can't both eat 2 different dinners every night because we have very different dietary interests. I mean, hers are salty, mine are sweet, you know, as far as hobbies.
He likes to be outside and I don't. Anything kayaking, hiking, biking, outdoors, he will do. And I am very much like, I'll play sports all day, but I'm not going to run. Running is not fun to me. I'm not gonna just go out and be in the wilderness for what? I don't think so. Like, that's just not.
She's pretty much no dirt, no bugs.
Yeah.
And that's okay. She's given it a few tries, and honestly, I give her all the respect. She climbed a mountain with me.
I did.
For me. And I should have treasured that moment. Instead, I was a little frustrated that she wasn't on top of this mountain really just enjoying the moment. She's like, I'm enjoying that I did it for you.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So in all of these differences, and we could go on and on, that we actually make an effort to celebrate those things that we have in common. So early on in our marriage, we couldn't find things to eat together. We couldn't find TV shows we liked together. We couldn't find hobbies. And then we'd be like, oh, you like that too?
High five.
Awesome. And we'd celebrate. And we still celebrate. To this day, I kid you not, we give a high five like every day when we find something we like together.
Yeah.
And that leads us to what we've done now.
So, okay, this is what we've done. We have discovered Gary Vaynerchuk. His show, Ask Gary Vee, hashtag Ask Gary Vee.
Hashtag.
Is totally amazing. I heard about his show. I don't even know how. I don't know how. I think I got an email. That's what happened, because I heard about Gary Vaynerchuk a while ago when I was in school. I had to do a project. I looked him up because I wanted to work there. So I'm looking at the jobs, whatever.
For those of you that are interested, Gary Vaynerchuk is a personality. He is an amazing entrepreneur who started with a Wine Library TV, a web show that sampled wines and really gave kind of that consumer edge on finding the best wines, the best prices. But then he's gone on to just be a social media, I don't know, maven, mogul, whatever the word is.
I don't even know if he calls himself that, but he's pretty awesome. He's also an author. He's written a couple books. One of them is Crush It.
Another one's Jab, 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 Right Hook.
So
get him on Amazon.
Yeah. But yeah, so he's really awesome, and we enjoy his content. We are definitely a part of the Vayner Nation.
We have drank the Kool-Aid.
Yes, we totally have, and we love it. It's the best Kool-Aid ever, I think.
In fact, really, he had a question on today's episode, which is, what has his show brought to us as viewers? And honestly, this show, our idea to work on our marriage through a web show, is the value that he's brought to our lives.
Definitely, because we are so different, because we are so on the opposite ends of the spectrum, we decided to do something that we like together, which is social media related, and just being in front of the camera, in the media, as far as like, social media, Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff. And we decided that this would be a great way for us to be together and actually enjoy the time that we have together. And so this is what we're doing it for, but it's been great. I mean, we watch his shows all the time. We discuss them over dinner, over coffee, while we're driving. It really has brought us together and gives us a great reason to talk and to just enjoy that time together. Because a lot of times we, talk about what our day was and what we're watching on TV. We don't even like the same shows, so it goes in one and out the other, because we don't really like the same shows or anything like that. So it's just been really great.
So some of y'all may be asking, okay, Gary Vaynerchuk, social media, that's cool. What kind of show does a social media strategist have? And the answer is kind of a really cool Q&A show. People from all over the nation that are watching him online subscribe to his channel, like I hope y'all subscribe to ours down below, wherever it is. That they subscribe to his channel, and then, you know, several times a week he'll put out question and answer sessions about different social media techniques, marketing, PR. There's a lot of guys in business or that are raising money for their startup, guys with great ideas that are trying to get it out there, people that are making a lot of mistakes and trying to figure out where to, you know, re-engineer it or reverse engineer it. And so if you watch Gary Vee, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And so he answers all of these great questions, and each time he says, don't be a lurker, comment below, send us questions, participate, let's add value to each other. And so the whole show is called #AskGaryVee, where you send in a Twitter comment and put #AskGaryVee after your question, and he'll search Twitter. We'll talk about what hashtags are in another episode, but he'll search Twitter for that hashtag and pull some of those questions and use them on a show.
Okay, so I'm super excited because today, well, not actually today, yesterday, December 8th was episode 50, which is super exciting because it's for him, not for us, but for him.
It was exciting for us too. We watched it today.
And we watched it today, and I was really excited because I had asked him a question, and it was actually featured on episode 50, which is totally awesome. Like, I saw it, and I, like, freaked out, and I was, like, jumping up and down, and was, like, almost screaming because it was so awesome, because he really is, I mean, he really is a great leader. Like, he has really great content, but I also like the fact that he's definitely family oriented. He started with his father's company or whatever. That's how he kind of got into the game of owning his own business, and he loves his wife and his children, and he's all about like family life and empathy and nurturing and just building a great culture to work for, and it's just awesome. So to be featured on his show was amazing because I just barely started watching his show, and I had asked a couple questions, and I didn't think it was going to be this soon that I actually got to have my question answered. So I'm really excited, and I'm totally going to continue to ask him questions because his answer was a great answer to my question, and it totally allowed me to revamp my resume, which is awesome because I'm still looking for a job. So
to give you just a little sneak peek, Terry's question had to do with the social metric website Clout.com and how that affects your job hunting process. And it was something, Clout.com's not something that anybody else has asked about on his show up until this date. And we've watched just about all 50 episodes by now. And so when I saw the question, I let Terri know she watched it, and it was just so awesome. Like, she's a winner today, but she's not just a winner, she's a celebrity. Thousands of people watched this show since yesterday, like I have a watch on right now. Watched this show since yesterday, and so thousands of people just saw Terri's content from Twitter, which some people are like, what's going on Twitter? I'm never on Twitter. Today, something's going on Twitter. Yeah. Terri's probably got some new followers just because she was featured on this guy's show. And, we hope to kind of continue to add value to his show as he continues to add value to our lives through What's for Dinner.
Yeah, definitely. We're getting ready to go for sure, but we did want to let you know that his link will be in the comment section below the description box, just so you can go check him out because he's really awesome. And don't be afraid to ask him a question and see what it's about.
Oh, so subscribe to ours, and then when you click through, subscribe to Gary Vaynerchuk. Check him out for a little while. Give him some love. And, oh, by the way, babe, what's for dinner?
Spaghetti.
See you guys soon.
Bye.